Hey everybody, this is Daniel with Bothersome Truth, and I have a story I want to tell today from one of my friends who was stopped by police, a single black woman, mother of two. And when she told me this story, I thought this is a perfect encapsulation of what it means to be black in this country, why we're so upset about these shootings, and why they cause so much fear in us, and fear, PTSD, stress, everything. I'm going to do my best to do justice to the story, so bear with me. Not perfect at telling stories, but here goes. This is what she told me. So she is a single black mother. She got off work. She works at a stressful job. Her friends called her and said, "Hey, you want to come over and make some drinks and watch a movie?" It was going to be like Barbershop or something. So she said, "Sure, that'll be fun." So she goes over to their place. They're getting ready to make drinks, and she says, "Hey, can you pick up like some stuff for the drinks, like at Publix?" She's like, "No problem." Goes and picks it up, comes back. They're getting ready to make the drinks, and then she gets a phone call from her kids. And her kids say, "Hey, our dad isn't here," because she's not with the father of the children anymore. And so they called and said, "Dad's not here. We don't want to be here by ourselves. Can you come?" And she's like, "Hey, y'all, you're going to be okay," because the kids are of age to be at home by themselves. And she said, y'all will be okay. I just kind of need a night just to chill. And they were kind of upset, a little worried. So, they just wanted their mom to be home. And so she said, "Okay, fine." So she told her friends, "Hey, I'm going to go with the kids. And then once their dad comes to take them, then I'll come back. We'll do the drinks. We'll do the movie." Bam. Okay. So she goes to her kids as she's waiting. Turns out the father, for whatever reason, could not pick them up, could not get them. So she's like, "Okay, well, don't really know what else to do. I really want to hang out with my friends, so I'm going to take my kids with me." So here's what she does. Now, some of y'all thinking, wait, you said she wanted to make drinks. She didn't have drinks because her kids were with her. She didn't worry about it. And by the time she got there, they watched a movie. She didn't have drinks. The kids didn't have drinks. None of that to worry about. And she was just tired. She was like, "I'm just too tired to do all that. I don't want to do it with the kids. I'm just going to chill." So you watch a movie, then they get in the car and they go home. Now, this is when you crank up the stress of the story. So she's coming home and two police cars stop her. Now, these are not just normal police cars. These are police cars that are like the big ones with the dogs in them. So the police get out of the car. They stop her, and the police officer walks up and, as they like to do, they say, "Do you know why I stopped you?" And so the black mom is sitting in the driver's seat. She's looking at the cop, and she says, "No, sir, I don't know." She's keeping herself as calm as can be, no sudden movements, because she will get killed if she even sneezes. Now, behind her are her two kids. One of them's a young black male teenager. One of them's a young black girl, preteen, like age 9, 10, around that age. So they're freaking out because they've seen all these shootings on TV. The young black man is saying, "Hey, mom, like, what do I need to do? Do I move my hands? Do I keep my hands where they are? Like, what do I do? I don't want to do anything wrong." And she's looking back at him saying, "Hey, just calm down. Don't move." The little girl at about 10 years old is saying to her mom, "Mom, I'm scared. Mom, I'm scared. Don't let the police kill us." That's what the 10-year-old said to her mom. So the mom is sitting there and the cop is telling her, "Hey, I stopped you because you have a tail light that's out." And the mom's saying, "Okay." But in the corner of her eye, she could see another police officer with a dog who's walking around the car. So she's sitting there, she's keeping calm, she's making sure the kids are calm. Now, once everything finished up, this is the part of the story that's most interesting to me because it shows the disconnect between cops and regular black people. So once this finishes up, the little girl in the back is like, "Ah." The mom even told me, she was like, "I thought she had peed her," so she sounded like she was in such relief. And the mom looks back and says, "Okay, she's just breathing easy now because this is almost over." And the cop says, "What's wrong with the girl? Is she okay?" And the mom says, "Oh, well, she's just a little scared. You're a police officer. She just wants to make sure that nothing happens." So this cop, this idiot police officer walks around the car to where the little girl is and asks her to roll down her window. And the cop says to her, he says, "How old are you?" And she says, "Yeah, I'm like 9 or 10. And what grade are you in?" She tells him. And he says, "Listen, there's a few of us that are bad, but most of us are good. So you should not be afraid of us. There's nothing to be afraid of with us." This story here highlights what it means to be black in America. This was an educated woman with decades of experience in her field, college educated. 2 kids who are well acting, behaving kids, have great grades, great personal skills. They're driving home from just hanging out with a friend. And the mom is sitting there, all she can think to herself is, "I'm so glad I didn't have a drink. I'm so glad I didn't have a drink." Not because she would have been pulled over fairly if she had had too much to drink, but because pulling her over and she would have had something to drink would have mean not only are you black, but I smell alcohol in your breath. Oh, you're over the realm of guilty. Like, we've already cleared the surface. We cleared the bar, and now we just have extra for you. And her kids are in the back scared to death. They're not scared because they've done something wrong. They're not scared because they've broken some sort of law. They're not hiding anything. There's nothing they're hiding in the van. Nothing. They're scared because they're black. And then the police officer has the nerve, with another cop who has a dog, to say to the little scared black girl, "You have no reason to be afraid of us." I believe this story highlights the disconnect in this country between police officers and citizens, between black people who suffer and fear for our lives when we walk out of the door, when we get in our cars. And we should be fearful of black men, black women, black queer, black transgender people. We should not be worried about just black men, because there are many stories of black women, such as Rekia Boyd, such as Sandra Bland. The list goes on. Black transgender people suffering violence. So we can't be narrow-minded and think that only black men's lives matter. It's a say his name and her name. But with everything that's happening, we have a reason to be afraid. And there is a significant population in this country that is absolutely and utterly clueless about this. And not only are they clueless, but of that clueless group, or the group that doesn't care or doesn't know, they're also police officers. This is the weight of which we wrestle with this issue. And so when people say we just need to come together, no, that's your way of silencing discourse, because you didn't say anything about coming together before. It's always been every man or person for themselves. But now that the status quo has been shaken, now you want to come together. Now you want peace. Now you want tranquility. Now you want things to go back to the way they were, because that's what's smoothest for you. I tell you this story because this highlights what we live in every single day, and what many of you may never have to deal with because of something you didn't choose and we didn't choose. And that's our skin color. I hope you think about that story. I hope you share it with people who you know don't really understand this issue. I hope you watch it again if you don't fully grasp everything that I talked about in here. And I hope this video can at least help us move a little closer to having a genuine dialogue about what it means to be black in this country, and why the American experience is not the same for all of us, and why it differs based on class, race, gender, and religion, and how that has to stop. This has been Daniel with The Bothersome Truth, and I hope you have a good night.